welcome to the Oversight Global's The Energy of Gratitude series, where all month long we are deep diving into the practice of gratitude, a super quick, super easy, yet highly beneficial tool that you can use for positivity and success. My name is Angelie and I'll be your series host. I'm also the founder of Oversight Global. We're an organization that addresses the consciousness crisis in the world by advocating for awareness and consciousness, and by educating and empowering individuals and businesses to be aware of and strive to fulfill their fullest potential and uniquely contribute to the world. I am excited to welcome our guest for today, Anastasia Anslem. She is currently the owner of 5 businesses in the Caribbean and 2 upcoming businesses in the USA. She is a motivator, intuitive healer, and a huge believer that no one should settle for a mediocre life. She is committed to supporting women who wish to transform their lives by showing up and choosing themselves every time. To date, Anastasia has helped a lot of women understand their strengths, step out of their shadows, and embrace their authentic confidence. So Anastasia, welcome. So excited that you're here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. So let's go ahead and dive right in and start talking about gratitude. So can you tell us, what does gratitude mean to you?
That might be a mouthful, but let me sum it up. Basically, for me, gratitude means the act of being thankful for positive things. Basically, for me, that's what it encompasses. That's what it embodies. It entails. That is what it's all about. Because without that ability to be thankful or grateful for the positive things, no matter how small it is, your perspective on life can be very different without gratitude. So for me, it's definitely that ability to be thankful for positive acts, no matter how small or large they are.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. So can you tell us, how do you feel gratitude has affected you in your life particularly?
It has allowed me, I chuckle because it has truly allowed me to see how beautiful and simple life is. We sometimes view life as this complex struggle that we have to go through, but it has definitely changed my perspective on how I view life. I can go a bit more. Is it okay if I go into examples? So like you explained, I am an entrepreneur, and when I was starting off my businesses, I remember there were, for like many months, I want to say, where I had limited funds, where, it would be like my final $100 bill, and I have so much to accomplish. And I remember I was so upset, like, why is this happening to me? Like, why is life so unfair? Like I'm starting off my business, I'm working hard. Why can I not make more money? Why am I? And, I was very negative. I was not grateful or thankful at all for the little that I had. Like I just wanted more because I saw everyone around me, their business was blossoming, their careers were booming, and I was just in this rut. And here it is that I just started off my business, low funds, and then I started to practice affirmations, and really also too as well, just believing and understanding, like my relationship with my creator. And I was like, hey, I'm here complaining that I only have $100, but here it is that there are persons who don't have a choice, they don't have an option, they don't even have $100. Or I'm complaining that I'm eating crackers and water just so that I can pay um, the lease or the rent on my building for my business, and persons don't have that option. They don't even know where they're going to sleep tonight. So
Mhm.
I'm like, why am I not grateful for the little that I have? And it was at that point when I changed my perspective, life just completely changed. It blossomed. I looked at life so differently from then on. Um, where I was super grateful for the little that I had. Um, and just being able to say, hey, you know what? I'm grateful for this ability, or I'm grateful for this opportunity, or I'm
Mhm.
grateful that I have a plate of food in front of me. It might not be the best, it might not be lavish, but it is going to fulfill its purpose. And so when I just started to become more grateful, funny enough, I saw life differently. And so situations that I would have deemed as being a nightmare or a horror story because it was not going the way that I wanted to. Opportunities that I were not looking for, opportunities that were there, even in the past, because I had a different mindset. I viewed them in a different way, and I'm like, hey, here it is that I'm running, trying to get into door A, and door A was shut, and I'm just like, no, banging down door A. I want to go into door A. Door A is it. And then boom, door B is open and it has so many more opportunities. And I'm crying over door A and not even realizing that door B is there.
Right.
And yeah, it just really changed my perspective on life. And so it's something that I preach about quite often, in terms of telling persons that gratitude is something that you have to practice,
Mhm.
because it completely changes your perspective on life. It gives you or it provides you with a new lease of on life, where you see things differently and opportunities begin to open up because you're no longer viewing or living life in that negative, you're living life in that positive. So yeah.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for sharing that. I found the same that you have, that we tend to make life so much more complicated than it really is. And when we turn away from like that lack mindset and that negativity and start to be positive and use gratitude. Yeah, I mean, same for me. Life, I saw life through a different lens than what I was seeing it before. So I definitely agree that gratitude is something that, we should all practice every day. And it's not hard. Like I said in my intro, it's not anything that's hard. It doesn't take a lot of time. It doesn't cost anything. So yeah,
Sure.
it just takes the awareness and the intention of practicing it.
Definitely, definitely the awareness, and then just being able to shift your mindset to
Mhm.
seeing and embracing the positive. Yeah. So that is, I think, what takes the most work. But once you get to that stage where you can actually enjoy or understand the ability to be grateful, then
Mhm.
your life changes. So,
Yeah, definitely. So, can you tell us, how do you feel gratitude should be regarded in the world? Especially since we've all experienced this worldwide pandemic the last couple of years together. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that everybody should definitely be grateful because like I mentioned before, it gives you a new lease on life.
Mhm.
You're probably going through this situation. I know for me, gratitude has brought me through many trying tribulations, many low points in my life. And I was when I switched around my perspective and how I viewed the situation, I was actually grateful for that rough patch in my life or that terrible situation. It might sound very funny. It might sound like, why are you grateful for a rough patch? You want life to always be easy breezy, mellow, and jolly. but that rough patch molded me into the person that I am today. And without that rough patch, or without these terrible situations that occurred in my life, I don't know where I would have been. I would have been a different individual. And so for me, like I think that everybody should be able to practice gratitude, understand, but it comes with understanding the meaning of being grateful. Like I had a really challenging point in my life last year when my mom passed, and my mom was my best friend. And for me, I thought that was the end of the world. And I was like, nope, that's it. I'm like, yeah, I don't know how I can go on because I was just in a state of depression. My essence, my being, my businesses were all slipping away from me because at that stage, the only thing that I can focus on was grief and grieving for my mom, and not, like being physical there during her last few moments or even months. And so I sat down one day and I was like, wait, you know, my mom always talked about um, when when she gets to this stage, then she's going to do this. And she died pretty young, like she passed at the age of 51.
Mm.
And so I then realized that, hey, life is not promised to anyone, tomorrow is not promised to anyone.
Mm.
And so I then began a journey to really live my dreams, to ensure that each and every single day it brings me one step closer to my ultimate goal, or each and every single action that I pursue brings me closer to that goal. And that every day I wake up and I choose to be grateful for the breath of life,
Mhm.
because it's not something that was promised to me, it's not something that I had to have today. And so her death actually, something amazing was created in me, or something awoke, or a spirit or something just awoke in me. And while I'm not saying that, I'm happy that she passed, understand where I'm coming from, like in terms of the lesson that I learned, I'm absolutely grateful for it, because every time she would speak to me, it would be, oh, when I get to this age, I'll do this, or when I retire, I will travel the world, or when I do this. And I was like, no, I want to. And so it really got me thinking, and it helped me to even blossom and become the individual that I am now.
Mhm.
So that, like I'm really grateful for understanding gratitude, and it's the dent it has had on my life.
Yes.
Oh,
Mhm.
oh yeah. So like I'm really grateful for that. And I'm grateful for experiences that continue to mold me to become the individual that I am today. So yeah, so definitely.
Yeah, so sorry to hear about your mom passing, but my mother-in-law passed a few months ago, and kind of the same experience for me. Um, it's hard to lose a loved one, but at the same time, they leave this legacy, and they kind of, their words and the things that they wanted to do that they didn't get to do really do motivate you and make you think in a different perspective, to where you want to live your life differently. And I think in part it's to help kind of them reach those goals that they didn't get to. Because I'm the same. My mother-in-law she wanted to travel the world after she retired, but she always put retirement off because she, was always wanting to work. I now feel like it's up to me and my husband to, kind of realize that dream for her, and then at the same time kind of live our lives better, the way that I know she would want her kids to do that as well. So I completely understand where you're coming from. It's not, yeah, it's taking the negative. I mean, I believe that negative things happen in our lives to help us to grow. Um,
Correct.
to help us to grow and to be where we need to be in order to receive those bigger blessings. So even though, it's hard to go through challenges and difficulties, at the same time, they are blessings because they do change us into bigger people, I think. So
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. So thank you so much for all of this insight and for sharing your experience with us. Can you tell us a little bit more about you and, all of these businesses that you have? I can't believe that you have so many and you're running them so smoothly.
No, well, they're not all smoothly. It's work in progress, but I am getting there. But yeah, so as you mentioned, so my name is Anastasia. I was born in Trinidad and Tobago, which is a twin island republic in the Caribbean. But currently for the last 11 years, I've been living in Dominica, not Dominican Republic, but Dominica in the Caribbean. It's also a Caribbean island, and we are called the Nature Isle. So my five businesses are located in Dominica. So they range from spas. So I have a spa that has two different locations. Hopefully within the next few months, we're going to have a third location. I also have a barbershop and spa, a graphics design company. I have a cleaning company, and then I have a company where we build hydroponic systems for women farmers. Well, our focus is on women farmers. So those are my five businesses in Dominica, and then in the US. So opening soon is my skincare line of products. And then also too as well, I also have an African t-shirt company that's also going to be launched, and I'm currently in the process of being a certified coach. So that is work in progress. So yeah, so I am grateful for my team members who help me to operate smoothly on a daily basis.
Yeah, that's great. It definitely sounds like they're a blessing to you. So how can people connect and follow you?
So for now, the only option is through social media. So social media would be Facebook. So it is my name, so Anastasia Anselm, as seen on your screen. So it's Anastasia Anslem, or you can always shoot me an email. So that's actclare@gmail.com.
Sounds good. And we'll go ahead and put those links in the video description so people can see your information there to connect and follow you. So thank you so much for all of this great insight and sharing your experience. Do you have any final thoughts or key takeaways that you want people who are viewing this episode today to walk away with?
Life is so simple, but your perspective on life has to change. It's how you view life. You have to view it in that way in order for you to truly appreciate it, in order for you to truly understand how simple it is. But life is amazing, life is beautiful. And I know that, yes, we all have our challenges, we all have our rough patches, we all go through challenging things in life. And sometimes when you're going through a rough patch, you sit and you think to yourself, why me? Why does this have to happen to me? Like, everyone has them, but you need to utilize that rough patch to truly mold you into the individual that you want to become. And so your perspective on life has to change. And just practicing the art of gratitude, just being grateful and truly understanding what it is or what it means to be grateful. It's a blessing. It's a blessing that can carry you beyond any degree, beyond any networking skill, beyond any fancy career. Just understanding and truly practicing what it means to be grateful and gratitude. It can truly open doors for you. I mean, I can tell you that has been my experience. It has practicing of being grateful for different things has truly opened up many doors for me, doors where I just didn't even know they existed, that there was a door there or there was an opportunity. So you have to change your perspective on life. You have to understand that it's simple, it's beautiful. You just have to choose to see it that way.
Yes, I definitely agree with you there. Thank you for those wise words. Thank you again for being here and for sharing with us. I truly appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me. It
Of
was awesome to be on
course.
the show.
Of course. And then thank you, audience, for being here and for watching. Be sure to check out our other episodes of the Energy of Gratitude series. If you're getting as much out of it as I am, be sure to share, let your friends, family, and others know. And be sure to subscribe below if you haven't already to get notified of future episodes and videos on our channel. Thanks again, and we'll see you in the next video.